Bark bark, woof woof, happy puppy here. I do apologize about the framing. My camera just will not stay still for very long. So eventually you're going to see it may or may not tilt one way or the other, kind of depending how much things shake. That being said, I do apologize for any louder noises. I am attempting to try to get this... I'm attempting to adjust sound quality for when I do this sort of thing live. Or rather, when I'm recording this sort of thing. So I'm going to set this microphone down, because I know it's primarily meant for more closer, but I'm going to need my hands for this. And I forgot to buy a wearable mic. So, I keep telling myself, I'm going to buy one, and I never do. So, I'm going to get on with it. I apologize if you see the microphone in frame. But here we go. So, there's a mouse. So, I've created another cocktail. I should say created. The last one was a mere sedative. This one I based on Saryn. So, Saryn has a move called Toxic Lash. Now, it's summertime by me right now, and I'm craving something cooler and, well, kind of more of a dessert-like thing. So I took inspiration from the grasshopper. But, rather than using creme de la menthe, which is minty and can play well with other things, that wasn't really working out the way I thought it would. So, I came up with a different way. Oh god, where's my bottle opener? I do apologize about the jinglies. Our ingredients: Jarritos lime soda, heavy whipping cream, food coloring, and I have some rum just off screen here. Of course, we will be using ice for this as well. Food coloring doesn't really matter to brand as long as it's food coloring. You may or may not want to add that. I'm going to be doing it just so you can actually see it a bit better on camera. Plus, it'll give it a more of a darker green color that I'm looking for anyway. Now, there is also a non-alcoholic version of this. And the non-alcoholic version, the mocktail, if you will, is just simply not adding the rum. I designed it for such thing. So, what else are we going to need? Jigger, of course, and shakers. Which, honestly, I prefer this style over what you typically see. I think it's called the Boston shakers, where there's a little lid and there's a built-in strainer. I don't really like those as much. I don't have as much control. Oh, I did forget something. Glad I noticed. Now, this isn't an absolute necessary, but it's helpful. A decent strainer. And I like this one because it goes right over and it's no problem. So, where am I gonna start? Today? So, I'm guessing, what we're going to do is ice first, and then 4 to 5 ounces of heavy whipping cream, kind of depending on what you want to do. But I'm going to go with 4 ounces, and we're just getting straight into this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I'm using a clear rum. Do not use a spice rum. It will not jive as well. Now, clear rum, we're going to be using 1 ounce. are. I have to kind of set it off screen a little bit because I just don't really have a lot of room. 1 ounce of that. I really shouldn't be tapping the top of it. That's just a bad habit. Don't do it. Shake for about 10 seconds. And at this point, I'm going to move further away. I might even move further off screen so the shaker is not as picked up on the microphone. I am shaking it. Alrighty, enough of that racket. Now, I typically do shake for a little bit longer, and that's because this is a heavy whipping cream. And the longer you shake it, the thicker it gets. Nice little pour going here. Of course, it's nice and cold. At this point, I could have done. You could do this at any given point. Probably best done when you're actually shaking it. Do about 4 little drops of food coloring, and you're going to see why we're going to do that here in a moment. Now, you will need a lime soda, preferably if it's already green. Sometimes I know you can find lime sodas that are clear. And again, you can use the food coloring to help with that. Shoot, I forgot 2 ingredients. Okay, I'm going to put this on pause, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I remembered a couple things. Cutting board. 2 pinches, loosely, 2 pinches of sugar. You're gonna need a half a lime. I have my own, of course, my own little cutting implement. And a juicer. I got a nice heavy metal one. This one's more meant for oranges, but I like having a variety, so roll your lime. That just helps break it down on the inside a little bit and get more juice. Ooh, that smells good. So you're going to do a half a lime in here. I'm always looking for ways to incorporate fresh juice. And just so I have something to use. So this way I'm not making a huge mess. Add your 2 pinches of sugar. Pinches of sugar, a half a lime. Oh, and how much? 5 ounces of lime soda. Since it's carbonated, I didn't really want to put that in the shaker, but that's quite all right. You could break out the swizzle stick if you have one. 2, 3. 4. And 5. I did end up making a mess anyway on the table. Stir, and you'll see that it is turning. You can't really see here. I will move this closer, and you guys will actually get to see it has turned a nice lighter green color. And because it was stirred up for so long and in the shaker for so long, there is a nice layer of foam right at the top. Take a look at how beautiful that is. I do apologize about the clinking sound, but let's see if I can get you guys a better view. So that is the basics of Saryn's Toxic Lash. This is a good sort of almost dessert, or if you just want a drink to kind of cool off in the summertime, then you don't really want something that's going to taste a lot like alcohol. You won't really, because of the fresh lime and the lime soda, you're not really going to notice the taste of the alcohol whatsoever. So if you don't like the taste of alcohol, this is great. And first sip. Ooh, that is refreshing. I do apologize. I forgot to silence my phone. The reason, now you could probably go without that fresh lime, but the lime soda doesn't really come front and center. So with, okay, so off the bat, you're gonna have a lot of the fresh lime juice does make that difference. That puts lime front and center. The sugar from the 2 pinches of sugar and the sugar from the soda helps offset any tartness. So you're not, mouth puckering right away. So that's fantastic right there. Now, again, I'm not really tasting the rum that I have. So, actually, it's very good. I can see myself ordering this one at a bar. Oh, excuse me. Definitely more of a dessert-like drink. But this is Saryn's Toxic Lash. I'm going to finish this off, and then we're going to make another, since I have the ingredients. But the next one is just going to be without the rum. Well, actually, maybe not. There is still a bit of a bite from the lime juice, but it's not bad. To me, I find it very pleasant. But then again, I was a weird kid who liked sour things growing up, so this is according to taste. If you want less of the lime bite, then go more on the heavier on the soda, the lime soda, and then go heavier on sugar. Trying to think if there's any other ways you could adjust it. This is real simple, real quick. I don't want to say real quick, but real easy. This is, again, great for summertime. So, this, again, is for Saryn's Toxic Lash, after her first ability. Green for the toxicness. However, though, unlike that ability, this will leaving you want a little bit more. Now, I suppose I really should do a mock-up for the non-alcoholic version. It's the same basic process, just let me kill this off. Done. And it's just a repeat. Fresh ice in there. I didn't grab enough sugar, but that's okay. Then count along now, kids. 2, 3, 4. There's one. Food coloring if you so choose. This is probably going to turn it a lot greener than I think. I need a squeezy thing. Well, that's not the correct term for it, but I still want it. Beautiful. And now shake. I do apologize to everyone's ears. Ooh, that turned it really nice and green. Where's my strainer? Release the strainer. Oh, that's nice and green. Can't really see it on the camera right now because of my lighting, but two, 3, 4, one more, and 5. Ooh, I'm gonna have to drink that a little bit, otherwise that foam's going everywhere. Yeah, that means a little bit of sugar. You could actually probably skip that sugar. Not needed. Alrighty, that was the non-alcoholic version. No rum, no nothing. Still nice and green as can be. The Jarritos doesn't, no, in this case, the Jarritos lime soda doesn't really change the color too much. So hence why I have the green food dye. If you wanted to, if you're a little bit more pickier about food dyes, or might have some sort of allergy or whatever, you can just skip the dye. Not really a necessity, but I'd use it because it does give it a nice green coloring. Could use a bit of the sugar, but then again, I didn't exactly grab enough. Yeah, again, I could see this being served as both a non-alcoholic drink, a virgin drink as you would, and as the kids say, a mocktail. I could see myself ordering that at a bar. But, again, I'm not sponsored by Warframe. That's quite alright. And I'm already thinking about Frost. So I'm thinking what to do for that Warframe, and also for now Vimir and Minerva mentioned a cocktail in their dialogue, and it is a old fashioned. I'm assuming they mean a either brandy old fashioned or excuse me, maybe like a whiskey old fashioned. I'm assuming brandy, so I'm gonna have to learn how to make one of those. So those are my next two cocktails. I'll probably do the old fashioned first. So this way I can work out more along the lines of what I'm going to do for the Frost Warframe. I'm going to continue making these cocktails. I'm finding I'm actually having a lot of fun just sitting back, designing them, testing them. But be safe. Don't drink and drive. I am not responsible if you have one too many. That's your own fault, not mine. However, though, please do enjoy. And if you get the chance, hop on Warframe. Play it for 20 hours. You'll start soon getting the hang of it. It's a lot of fun. The community's really nice. Filled with a bunch of lovely people. Great way also to sit there and make friends. Especially if you're like me and you don't really want to go outside. I do touch grass. However, though, outside is where the people are, and I'm from a retail and I don't like people in general. However, so special thanks again to Warframe for making, and the folks at Digital Extremes for making such a lovely, lovely game for all to enjoy. Again, not sponsored. I wish I was, though. Either way, all of you have yourselves a very lovely day, night, evening, whatever it is, and happy puppy. Signing off.